Greetings, toy heads, and welcome to another episode of Go Figure with me, your host, Eli Williams. And today we are having a look at the Todd McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Darkseid. For those who do watch my stuff and remember, I could not get this on pre-order. It just sold out, and I did a video that actually did pretty well, and I got a lot of positive comments on it. Some negative, but you know, you're gonna get that. But a couple days after that, I did manage to, because GameStop didn't put theirs up on the day of. It was like they waited a couple days and it popped up there, and I got a pre-order in on it and got it. So here we are. So let's have a look at this. First off, this thing is massive. I didn't expect it to be this big. I wanted it because it was that classic superpowers look to Darkseid. It wasn't a new 52 look. It wasn't any of this newfangled Darkseid from the Snyderverse. This is classic Bronze Age, Silver Age Darkseid. And I grabbed him. I had to get him. So we've got that classic black Todd McFarlane box, and again, I am not an advocate for McFarlane toys. I don't like the scale of them, but this sort of kind of works. I don't know. We'll have to see. But we've got the window right there where you can see Darkseid and all his Darkseidiness. We've got the head, the hands, DC Multiverse Darkseid, ages 12 plus. On the top of the box here, we've got the DC Multiverse logo. Side of the box, DC Multiverse Darkseid. Side of the window, McFarlane Toys down here at the bottom. On this side, the big side where we have the DC Multiverse Darkseid, DC Classic, McFarlane Toys. And then on the back here, we've got that classic George Perez artwork, 22 moving parts, McFarlane Toys, Darkseid DC Classic. But there it is. I mean, that we know that picture. Those people that are around my age that were into comics back then like I was, you know that picture. And it looks really good. I think I wish they drew like that. Everything seems to be kind of computer drawn anymore. On the bottom of the box here, we've got jibbery jabbery legal jargon, houses of Klingon, and barcode. So let's get him out of the box, and I don't think we're going to be doing the pedestal with this one. We'll just get him out of the box, and we'll put him out here, and we'll have ourselves a look. Okay, here we've got him out of the box. He's just way too big to put on the pedestal. Let's have a look at the accessories. First and foremost, as all the McFarlane Toys figures do, they come with a card. And this one is no exception. Has that same artwork that's from the back of the box there, Darkseid DC Classic, and then you got that famous Perez artwork there. Darkseid DC Classic on the back. You got another picture of, I think it's a different, nope, I think it's the same picture. Same picture of his head there, a little data file with a blurb about Darkseid. If you don't know who Darkseid is or anything about that, then I don't know where you've been. And then, per usual, we have that classic Todd McFarlane round black stand with one peg with the DC logo. I guess it's painted on or embossed on. I don't know what you would call that, but it's on there. DC logo, which I don't think I'm going to need this because this being such a large figure with big feet, I don't think I'm going to need it. Some of the figures, at least most of the figures in my experience, you do kind of have to have, because sometimes they're a little top heavy and they're hard to stand up. But I only have a handful. I think this makes, oh geez, what, 1 2 3 4 5 6. I have now, and this makes 7, and then I have a Batman 66 Adam West on the way. I just get the ones that I feel like I want to have on my shelf. I'm not a big collector of these things. Again, like I said, I'm not really an advocate for these because I have a lot of problems with them. But other accessories that this comes with, he does have 2 heads. We have, this is the one thing I noticed. I was kind of disappointed with this. I felt like if you were going to do this, you should have just had a head that you could put Omega beams in, like had a little like, you know. like had a where he's actually shooting the beams. This is like he's getting ready to shoot the beams. So this head, I'm just like, I'm not gonna display him with that head. I'm gonna display him with this head, which is the neutral face head. The sculpt does look really good. It has that classic Darkseid. You've got that sort of dome open face helmet with the that stone furrowed brow right there, with the black around the eyes and those red eyes just getting ready to glow and fire Omega beams at you. You got that scowl. It's a pretty good looking sculpt, I have to say. I think they did a pretty good job on that. That does look good. So, you know, marks from me on that, and that means something because I'm generally kind of negative towards the McFarlane stuff. I do really wish that, you know, Mattel would have kept the license, or if it would have gone over to Hasbro, but, you know, fingers crossed. Because McFarlane's license ends next year, so we'll see what happens. But until then, they did a good job on that head. And then he comes with two sets of hands. We have a fist on his left and a clawed hand on his right, and then we have, for his left hand, we have a pointy finger in that beautiful blue that this just reminds us so much of the classic Darkseid. But we have a pointed finger on the left, and then a fisted hand on the right, both with in and out hinges on them. And then here we have Darkseid, and he stands at he stands just about right at 9 inches tall, just a little between 8 3/4 and 9 inches tall. So he's large, a little larger than I was hoping he was going to be. They didn't really show him to scale with any other figures when they did the pre-order on this, but I'm glad I got it. But let's take a look at the sculpt. First off, here is that face where is that like sticking into his head? That little circle is like going into his head. So we have that face on there with the gnashed teeth, and the Omega beams getting ready to fire. Same head, same helmet and everything. I'm going to go ahead and pop this one off. I'm going to try to do it without breaking any of those, because that is a bit of a hard plastic. So if you do get these, be careful, because it's not rubbery, but it's not like super hard. I'm afraid that those would break off. But we have that head sculpt there with the Omega beams getting ready to fire, and that's going to go into my parts drawer and probably be in there forever. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this head on. Oh, nope, that didn't pop on. Okay, let's see if we can pop that on. Okay, well, that's not wanting to pop on there very easily. I feel like the cape's getting in the way. Tom McFarlane. Okay. Well, that's the best I can do, I guess. So we have that head sculpt on there now. Does have a cloth cape that has wires along the sides and the back of it that keeps wanting to ride up, because that's how it was in the package. But it is a shiny, like a silky, sort of satiny material. Yeah, we've got this blue cape. It is very reminiscent. Oh, this doesn't come off. The cape doesn't come off. Oh, the cape is attached, and that thing is attached to the chest. Oh, huh. I assumed that cape would come off. That cape doesn't come off. Okay. Well, that's a thing. All right. Okay. Well, that head does not want to. I can't get that. Oh, jeez. That does not want to pop on there very easily. There we go. I think I got it on now. Okay, it's on there now. Whew. You really got to use some force on that. So yeah, I guess the cape is attached to the D medallion there in the front. This was pink on the superpowers one, but I just assumed that was just sort of laying there. I hadn't really checked it. That's attached. That cape's on. You can't take the cape off. Oh well. His cape stays on him, I guess. So yeah, we have that blue sort of onesie there that he wears with the looks like rolled up sleeves, and you've got that veiny stone looking arm coming down to those flayed out gloves. This is what always really gets me with these, is this plastic feels so brittle, and I'm always just so afraid that it's gonna break. It's not that vinyl plastic that you're used to with, like Hasbro and Mattel and even NECA now has like a softer plastic. But but we've got those veiny arms going out to those flared out gloves, gauntlet gloves, down to that solid band of a belt that he wears. I mean, this is classic Darkseid. And then the trunks, which are basically just attached to that. And then those big, long, past the knee boots with the big forward cuff on the top of the boots there, going all the way down. I mean, I can't argue with the fact that this thing looks really good. It does look like they took the superpowers, the original superpowers figure, and kind of gave him an update and did a growth ray on him, and just like, but I don't know about this articulation. Just looking at it, I can already see problems. So let's jump into articulation. We've got the head, which is on a ball in the upper torso going into the head, giving us full rotation. Nope, not full rotation. No, there goes the head again. The head popped out. All right. Oh, man. Okay. Well, the head's on a ball joint, and you get a little bit, if you pull it off the peg like that, which it doesn't want to go. Let me get some behind the camera strength here. God. Well, not a lot of mobility on the head. You can't get I don't know. I don't know if the cape is getting caught or what's happening, because the cape is sort of like tucked down into that hole. I wish, but we can't take the cape off. I may actually just remove, I don't know. All right, we'll leave the head off. So you would get a full rotation on the head and a little bit of down and a little bit of back with this, and not very much tilt on it, but yikes. With the arms, what? That just pops out like really easily, like easier than a hand would. Okay, so is this a Build-A-Figure? I'm not really sure. I'm actually starting to get a little angry with this. Is this one like this too? Yeah, it is. It's just, oh man. Okay, well, you've got full rotation of the arm at the shoulder. You have to push in and up to get that to move. There is no bicep swivel. There is a single detented. Oh God, can you hear that? Sounds like bones breaking. You've got a single hinge, no swivel. Is there a gauntlet swivel? There's no gauntlet swivel. Okay. Swivel at the wrist. That's really tight. Swivel at the wrist with an in and out hinge. And okay, we'll just take the arms off, I guess. Eventually we'll have nothing left. We have a no real ab crunch on this. No real ab crunch on this. This is something else. No real ab crunch on this. There is a ball joint at the waist. This is really starting to aggravate me. There is no ball joint at the waist. You do have some swivel on that, but that belt's really holding that upper torso back. Legs out to, I'm almost afraid. Legs out to there. You've got that classic McFarlane leg hinge in the crotch piece right there. Legs out to there. There is no swivel on there. There is a double knee that goes back to there, where that catches right there. Oh, man. There are detents on the feet at the ankle and a forward rocker on the feet, and then you've got that toe hinge at the feet as well. And per usual, like most McFarlane toys, you can't really make them sit down because it's got the rubber trunks. So yeah, all right, well, oh man, and I made that video. It was like, I wanted this thing and I couldn't get it, and then GameStop, and okay, well, let me get him reassembled and we'll line him up with some other characters and we'll see how he scales up. Okay, here we have him with the Metacom Mafex Return of the Jedi Boba Fett, the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Imperial Stormtrooper version 2, the Mattel DC Universe Classics Collect and Connect, or Build-A-Figure if you will, Darkseid, and the Mezco 1/12 Collective Superman Man of Steel Edition. All in all, the figure looks good, but I'm gonna be honest here, and I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy on this, but this figure's garbage. And I have officially decided when I get the Adam West 66 Batman, I might just cancel my pre-order with GameStop on it. This may end up being my last McFarlane thing. I'm gonna have to decide whether or not I want that. You know what? Actually, I don't. I'm gonna cancel my pre-order on the 66 Adam West. I get the people who want to collect these and keep them in the box. I know there's that one guy on TikTok, House of Geekery guy, and he basically, he's an in-box collector, and I get that with these. But for people like me who unbox and put this on the shelf and want to pose them and stuff, this figure's ridiculous. I'm giving it a 4 out of 10, and I'm being kind. I'm only giving it, I would almost give this a 1 or 2 out of 10. The arms pop off. There's no bicep swivel. There is very limited articulation at the waist. Very limited articulation where the legs meet the lower torso. Below that isn't bad. The hands, I just swapped the hand, put the pointy finger on, and that was, I felt like it was going to break. The head is ridiculous. The head just, you've got basically, I had to like kind of make the head turn, and when you turn the head, it just pops off the peg. You can't take the cape off. You got this jackwagon. I don't know. The best thing in this box really is this, because this will come in handy for a figure that, you know, has problems standing up that I can put on the shelf. Yeah, I think this is it for me. I think this is it. I wanted this because Darkseid's one of my favorite villains, easily in my top 5 favorite villains. But this figure's garbage. It's absolute garbage. It's the construction. I feel like these things are really, really cheaply made, and I think that's why they're so. I mean, this one wasn't in the $20 to $24 range, but I hope he loses the license next year. I really do. I would love to see somebody like Hasbro or Mattel or Jazzwares or anybody else make these figures. In a way, I'm glad that he doesn't make them in the 1/12 scale, like, 6 inches and slightly above range, because I would be, if he actually did a good job at making these, and I know there's people out there that love them, and there's nothing wrong with that. I get it that you like them, but this is a really big disappointment, because I searched and scrabbled and scrooged to find one of these just to get it, and this is disappointing. He'll look good if I put him on the shelf just like this. He'll look fine, but posability is in the toilet with this thing. So, yeah, 4 out of 10. I think that's the lowest I have ever given a score to an action figure review. So that's it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that bell so you can get information on all the good things coming out of my channel. You all have yourselves a great week and a great day. I'll see you next time. And until then, don't forget to get your figure on. Take care.